I got a 3D printer. So I've seen a lot of videos and I've had a lot of ideas, and most of them required me to buy a 3D printer, so I bought one. But before I build it, I need a spot for it. I have had this TV for years. I don't use it anymore. It sucks, and it's mainly just a place for me to put my VR behind. So I got 2 rolls of filament from Hatchbox, one in black and one in white. I'm also a bit of an idiot, so I'm not going to be able to build this on my own. The video I'm watching here is by Just Vlad. I'll put a link in the description if you give enough of a shit. But surprisingly enough, it was actually pretty simple to put together. A lot of it just kind of came pre-assembled and it was just putting screws in. I think the part I struggled with most putting this shit together was the fucking screen. The little T-nuts that you use to assemble it were not fucking working for me. But once I got it, I just put on the spool for the filament, plugged all the motors and everything in, and put on all the other important printer pieces. After I just plugged it in, please ignore the fire hazard that is my wire setup. Then after turning it on, I was making sure the bed was level, setting my Z-axis offset and all that other bullshit, and letting the printer do its thing. Then I got the filament out, put it into the extruder and twisted the little dial so I could get it through the PTFE tubing and out the hot end or the extruder. Then from there it was ready to print. So I printed the Benchy that this printer came with. Oh, also, the printer is a Creality Ender 3 V2 Neo. So for a first print, I think it actually turned out pretty well. There was like a decent amount of stringing in the layers. You can see there's pretty clear distinction between the layers. I just started printing shit. I printed this little rabbit. I also printed a side mount for the spool that I got from the video from Val. There's this shit that happened with the filament. I'm not really sure why or what happened, but I just cut it off. And to put it on, it's just popping off this plastic tab on the back, sliding it in, and then taking the spool off the top and using the T-nuts from the spool to mount it on the side. I'm assuming because it was PLA that it didn't work very well. It didn't support the weight. It was really wiggly. So I decided to take it off, and I'll try to find another print that I can use PLA with. Or that I can use it with PLA. So I also ended up buying some silicone bed spacers to replace the springs that come with it, just because I've heard and read that they're better. And that was actually really simple. I did this on my own. I felt like a real big kid doing it. But that was it. After leveling the bed and setting everything up again, I just started printing shit. I've had some good prints and some bad ones. I'm still trying to figure everything out because honestly I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But it's cool. I'm excited for all the things that I can now build. I still have to figure out how to make my prints work properly, but once I do that, I'll start making some cool shit.